In finishing up graduation season, today was Alex's graduation party. We had a great day celebrating Alex and eating great food and hanging out with a bunch of great people. All of the teens, cousins, friends, friends of the family, all really got into a game of Uno, which lasted most of the day. After the party, we went home and opened cards and gifts. Melissa's folks got him a first aid kit, kind of a medicine cabinet for his apartment. And my folks got measuring cups and measuring spoons and just a lot of really good mixing bowls. So a lot of good Pampered Chef stuff. One card that hit Alex's personality quite well is a card that he got from his friend Andrew. It was actually a Father's Day card that had all the right sentiments, just related to graduation. Very happy that the rain has slowed a little bit this week, but looking at the forecast, next week is already supposed to be a really wet one. The weeds are loving all the moisture. Unfortunately, part of the reason they love the moisture is that I can't lay down any ground clear, so I can't kill the weeds, and they're getting a lot of water, so they're loving this. Over the last couple of weeks, the Carlin Brothers, the Super Carlin Brothers on YouTube, have been sponsoring a walk challenge, basically, and I've been participating. But because we are in the middle of the summer, I don't really walk. I walk downstairs, I go to the fridge, and especially with all the rain lately, haven't been able to really get out and take a good walk. But how this challenge is set up is basically there is a map of, we have over 5,000 contestants right now, and basically they give you this little icon that is what you're supposed to be trying to achieve, and my icon is about halfway to what I'm supposed to be achieving, so there is a setting where we can see everybody in the entire group, which, because there's so many, it just says that, hey, there's 900 people here, there's 500 people here, there's tons of people up and above. I personally prefer just seeing the people that I follow, because these are the people that I've connected with on their Discord server, things like that. But that is kind of what's going on. I'm hoping today to get out and maybe do some geocaching, just because I'd really like to get some more steps. There are some checkpoints that are built in that are Harry Potter based, and I've only reached the first two, but I've heard from my friends that are further on that the story gets pretty fun, and so that goes well. There's also a leaderboard which tells me where I am, 3,000th in the pack, and tells me where the top 100 people are. Well, the interesting thing about the top 100 people is many of them are in other countries around the world. It's an international event, and so these people have actually already reached today's goal, and it's as you can see at the top there, 10:49 here, and there's people that have already, got their 60 miles here on the 10th of June. So, I'd like to be doing better, but I'm where I am, and it's summer, and I'm enjoying my relaxation. The leaderboard does show you some of the people that are more specifically close to what you're doing, but because it is just an open event to whatever Super Carlin Brothers watchers that wanted to join, I don't have any connection with those people. In the past, there has been the ability to give likes to people, and the ability to give likes still exists. Over here on the right side, you can see that people have been liking, but really you can only like people in the top 100. So if I find somebody that I actually know, say Jonathan Carlin here, if I like his progress, the interesting thing is that when I click on the like, the app resets and pulls me back up to seeing the top people. And so it makes it so that you're really only interested in clicking on the top 100 people. Otherwise, you're just scrolling all day. I've tried to be encouraging to some of the people down by me that I know, but really it just takes so much scrolling that it's kind of frustrating. So it is a glitch that's in the Pacer program. I've suggested a couple of fixes to put the people that we're actually following here at the top, or put them in the leaderboard or something like that, so that it's easier to like their progress. I'll probably go out geocaching, like I said today, just so that I'm not sitting down here in my 3000s. I'm not going to make the top 100, and I'm okay with that. It's summer. I'm relaxing. So that's just my thoughts on the Pacer app and the Super Carlin Brothers miles managed step challenge. So what is geocaching? Well, geocaching got its start 24 years ago now, when the military shut off access to the military satellites that are the GPS system. And so people started putting out these little containers every so often, and posting their GPS coordinates onto a website, onto member lists, and technology's changed over the years, but in general it has been handled by a particular website, geocaching.com, and the geocaching website keeps track of where a list of geocaches are, and you can travel around and find these little containers, just 100% based on their location. And so with that information, you could put it into your GPS. That's what I did for a long time. You could actually download from the geocaching website onto your GPS. But with the advent of smartphones, there is a geocaching app, and people have created this app that you can basically do the exact same thing. It's the website and the GPS kind of all built into one particular device. And so It gives you ideas of where the caches are located and some hints as to possibly how to find them. The people that placed the caches can choose to give helpful hints, cryptic hints, hints that make sense when you're at the location. It really depends on what kind of information they want to give. And so that's what I'm doing, is I've got my smartphone with me, and I'm headed to the location. I'll show you the app here in a second when I'm done driving. It shows you the location as to where the particular cache is found, and I will go to that location and try to find it. And it's nice because it gives me some steps. It's nice because it gets me out in the air. It's nice because it does a lot of different things that I'm trying to do today. When we go traveling, I often try to find a geocache in our particular location to kind of track what states I've been to, what counties I've been to, those types of things. I haven't really been geocaching all that much lately. I think on the vlog when we were in Kansas, I picked up a geocache there, but that is where I'm headed today. So as you can see here on the app, I'm the little blue dot walking around, and we have that green dot just above me that designates where a cache should be located. Here I am. I found a nice little walking path. A lot of times caches are located near walking paths. Sometimes they're out in the middle of nowhere. Sometimes they are actually in parking lots and along street sides and stuff like that. And I personally prefer finding geocaches that are kind of out in the open a little bit and not just parking grabs where you go to the parking lot and maybe under the lamp, the lights that are in the parking lot is a common place to hide the cache. But today, since I'm especially going for some steps and not really wanting to grab a parking grab, and like I said, my preference is really to get out and walk around. I have done days where it's been all about the numbers and trying to get 100 caches in a day. I did that once. A little ridiculous. I guess I did it in 48 hours, not 24, because I lost a camera that I brought with me. That was really disappointing. But I believe that I'm getting close to the location, and since I'm not looking at the app, I'm filming. I need to move away from this. Geocache I'm looking for is called Bridging the Gap, and it's got some descriptions here. Dog bones first hide, presumably some hider. My friend and my dad helped me with this one. It's an easy walk down a concrete path. You saw me walking down the concrete path. So I'm pretty sure I'm in the right location. Last activity says that it was found on May 9th, and so it's been a month since it's been found, but that is kind of common. We do have 3 people that weren't able to find it, but they've only found 6, 8, and 7 different items, where the people who have been geocaching for a while are having a lot more success. So should be an easy one to find, hopefully. So the geocache is called Bridging the Gap, and surprise, I found a bridge. So another hint that I might be in the right location. So interesting technological fact of GPS in general is that GPS really only can get you within about 12 feet. Right now I've got that 13 feet plus or minus of the location. And so if you take into consideration that you have 12 feet of error and the person who hit it might have also had 12 feet of error, the circle as to where the geocache might actually be located is about 24 feet. So even when you get to the location, you're not exactly sure 100% of where you're trying to end up. And I was able to find my container, just a magnetic piece, and if we open it up, we have a log inside that is basically what you signed to prove that you got here. So the log has seen better days, but hey, it's here. Because I found it, now I click on log and hit found it. DNF means I did not find, and so I can leave whatever kind of note that I want for the cache hider. So now I have 1,362 finds. So, and of course it wants to encourage me to continue on and find something else. So container number 2 for the day, and lots of places where that sucker could have been hidden. So good times. Third geocache of the day, and third size. So they can be small, they can be medium. This is called a regular. There's actually a large cache that's usually like a 5-gallon bucket, but you're not going to find those anywhere near a city. But this cache kind of exemplifies a small problem that we have with geocaches, is that there is a strange overlap between a simple container and something that a chemist might design to do something totally different. So luckily it's labeled extremely well. This is much closer to what a log sheet should look like, mostly filled out on the front. Some people could learn some smaller handwriting, but there's plenty of space on the back for me to sign. Another thing that this cache, mostly because of its size, contains that a lot of other caches don't, is some instructions on what to do if you find it by accident. So this kind of describes quickly and briefly what geocaching is, and so if you accidentally stumble across one of these, you know a little bit better what to do with it. Also, I should point out that we're not going to find one of these larger kind of caches hidden in a parking lot. Generally, you're going to be out in the middle of nowhere looking for a regular size cache. So, quite an adventure getting here.